What is going on, guys? Crash Course GM here, and we are taking over the Arizona Diamondbacks in Ep1, the show. Taking a look at our reviewed roster here as we get ready to battle this tough division versus the LA Dodgers, San Diego Padres, San Francisco Giants, and the bottom we have the Rockies and Diamondbacks. Zach Gallen could be the ace that this franchise needs. He has a potential. Only 26 years old, had a little bit of a rough year last year. 3 more years of arbitration. Gets up to about 93 miles an hour on his fastball. Madison Bumgarner, 32 years old, B potential, throws left, coming off a couple disastrous seasons. Hopefully he can get back to his Cy Young caliber, because his contract is kind of untradeable right now. He's not really worth that much money, so hopefully he can be a big part of our team going forward. Merrill Kelly, another veteran, 33 years old, throws up to 92 miles an hour. He might make it out of spring training roster. We'll see how the season goes. He might be a 4th or 5th guy for us. Luke Weaver, 28 years old, throws up to 94 miles an hour. Another guy that's trying to come off a rough couple of years. He's got 1 year left. Could be a trade target at the deadline. Who knows? Zach Davies, trying to rebuild his career after the Chicago Cubs had him for a year, and that was just a disaster there. It depends how his season goes. He could also be gone at the deadline. Corbin Martin, battling for a 4th or 5th starter rotation spot this spring training. Let's see how he does. He hasn't had much innings worked in the majors, so hopefully this year he can crack through and show that he's better than he has been. But he does have team control for at least 4 or 5 more years. Tyler Gilbert made his major league debut last year and played fairly well. Opened a stint with the big club out of spring training. Humberto Castellanos, 23-year-old Mexican, looking to stay up with the bid squad, came over from the Houston Astros. Team control through 2027. And Luis Frias, international free agent signing the Arizona Diamondbacks made in 2016, hoping to break through full-time as well. Edwin Ucita, he is on the 40-man roster. We might give him a shot. He's a former Dodger pitcher. Might just be a trade bait, or we might just cut him. Humberto Mejia, 25-year-old starting pitcher. Probably just stay down in the minors. Bryce Jarvis, one of the young studs pitchers. He might just play some bullpen action for us with only a 3-pitch repertoire. Tommy Henry, same thing. Did his debut out of the bullpen this year. Maybe with 1 or 2 starts. Another youngster pitcher, Slade Ciccone, maybe a couple years away from us, and Jackson Goddard could be in the bullpen action, and Jerry Jamison. So right now, this team, we need some young starting pitchers that can make this rotation. That's who we're going to be looking for in the trade. But JP Wendleton, bullpen pitcher. Ian Kennedy, a guy that we could be trading at the deadline here on a 1-year deal, $2.2 million. Noel Ramirez coming over. He could stay with this squad, but he doesn't want too much money. Caleb Smith fighting for a spot in the starting rotation, Spartan bullpen to start the year. Caleb Bragar coming over from the San Francisco Giants, had a great year in San Francisco. Hopefully he can keep that going for our Diamondback squad. Team control through 2026. Taylor Widener, another 3-pitch pitcher, only throws up to 93 miles an hour. No one on this Diamondback squad can really throw the ball that hard, so it's got to be a lot about control. Hopefully in the draft or trade we can pick someone up with some pop in their arm. Ryan Weiss, 94 miles an hour. Sean Poppin is on the 40-man roster, which we're going to get rid of him. Oliver Perez, we're going to add to the 40-man roster, and he'll be a good trade piece. Just a couple B prospects, maybe. Chris Stavinsky, Gion Jella, former Pirate, Reliever, JB Piscostas, guy that came over from the Astros, and Ryan Nelson. So there's some youth in the pitching, but not as much as I'd like. That could make this lineup for us. Martin Lanson, the former Padres closer, in for us. Hopefully he can shut the door down when we need him. So this is 4 to 13 in 4 years. It's only making 7 years. $7 million. Kenyon Middleton. Guy with some velocity there. Hopefully be up in our bullpen. Carson Kelly. And Jose Herrera. Looks like they're going to be the starting MLB catchers. Grayson Jr. down there for depth. Dominic Marigolo. D'Alessandro. And Adrian Del Castillo. One of our top prospects there, catcher. And Andy Yerzy, the Canadian. Hopefully he can grow, get some power from him, play catcher at first base. Christian Walker, one of the longest tenured Diamondbacks out there. Hopefully he can have a strong year for us. Provide some veteran leadership. There's 2 more years of arbitration left. Josh Rojas, the utility player, can play anywhere for us. It's always nice to have. Not trying to din you up for power, but he can get on base. And he's a good fielder. And team control for 3 or 4 more years. Josh Van Meter, kind of the same player. Not as good. So he either might be in AAA to start the year or on the bench. Wilmer Defoe. Nice AAA bench player for us there. Jake Hagar. AAA team should be pretty decent. Giancarlo Cintron and Tam Corsi, 23-year-old. Hopefully he can develop a little bit. Drew Ellis. We'll start the year up in the major leagues. Because we have Buddy Kennedy, who hopefully can tear up AAA and get a little bit better before he makes his major league debut with us. He was a 5th overall pick in 2017 or 16. So hopefully he can make it through. And AJ Vukovic, a former 2nd round pick last year's draft. Geraldo Perdomo, a guy that isn't going to light up the offensive side of the ball, but he is good defensively and has speed. So we'll start the year up with him on the majors, see how he does. Nick Ahmed will be the starting second base for this team. He has 2 years left on his deal. Plays Alexander, Jordan Aller, and Ryan Bliss, so we are pretty good with prospects on shortstop right now. Could always add more, but I'm happy with what we got. David Peralta looking for a home run, number 100 this season. Also one of the longest tenured Diamondbacks we have on this roster. Hopefully we can get him to 100 home runs before we trade him. Give him a nice send-off in Arizona. Because he has on his last year of his contract, I believe, coming up. So he's 3 to 4 years away, removed from a 30-run home run season. Seth Beer is who we're going to be looking forward to the most. See if he can win Rookie of the Year for us. Stuart Fairchild, nice depth outfielder. Be nice for some injuries. Same as Cooper Hummel. And Eduardo Diaz, we mainstay in AAA for now. Glenn Holland Jr. Hale Jr. AA. Ketel Marte, probably our biggest trade piece we have this year. We're going to try and get maybe 2 top 5 prospects for, if we can. If not, 2 top 10, both pitching, is our main ideal. And Darton Varsho, play backup catcher and outfielder. Jade McCarthy, another left-handed bat for us. Alec Thomas, our team's top prospect, could make his debut further down the year. See how it does in AAA. Corbin Carroll, our team's number 2 prospect. So this outfield is going to be pretty stacked here in the next couple of years, ladies and gents. Jordan Luplow, Pavin Smith. Luplow is going to be our power guy for left-handed pitching. 94 power from hitting from the right side against left-handed pitchers. So that's going to be always nice to have, especially when the team is mostly left-handed batting. Speaking of left-handed batting, Pavin Smith and Dominic Canzone, both some youngsters in the outfield as well. Hopefully these youngsters can break through with this squad and make some impact. Right now, this is the look at the current rotation that they have set up for us. Might be some changes after spring training. Corbin Martin might get in there. Kind of between him and Zach Davies or Merrill Kelly for that last spot. And we look down at the youngsters that will get some playing time in the spring. And we look at the depth chart here, going through the future, seeing what the team is going to look like right now with how it's constructed. 2023, Zach Gallen should make that push for an ace overall. 2024, he's getting even better. Buddy Kennedy should be our starting third base by 2025. Alec Thomas, they have him playing in the first place for some reason. But there will be some changes as we have to compete with the Padres and Dodgers and Giants. Carson Kelly could be a possible trade piece for us here as we look at the contracts expiring. Merrill Kelly should also be another trade piece for us. We do have a lot of trade pieces we could move here at the trade deadline if it goes bad quickly. Free agents we also can look at. Trevor Rosenthal, if we need some bullpen help. He's a hard thrower, someone that we don't have on the roster yet. So that'd be a nice change up. Or Michael Conforto. He is another left-handed bat, but he does have some pop. Can sign him to a one-year deal. John Curtis, another bullpen help pitcher there, possibly. Kind of look through what's in free agents here. Stuart Lawson could possibly sign him. Or Mike Fulton-Ivlich. I'm butchering these names, probably, people. I'll just call him Fulty for now. He is having a bit of a downfall in his career, so maybe we can sign him cheap for a one-year deal. Chris Archer's there also. Catch in depth. Wilson Ramos. Ryan Zimmerman, still in it. Albert Pujols, Ryan McBroom, Brooks Finnegan. Some power from the first baseman side. Second base. Peter Maris. And Todd Frazier still wants to play. Same as Cabrera. Josh Fuentes is looking interested in playing. Mickey White. Shortstop. We're pretty good on shortstop right now, but it doesn't look like anyone too crazy out there that we would go after in free agency at this moment. Left field, Chris Davis. He's definitely been struggled the last 2 years. Cleveland Loftus, center fielder. 22 years old. William Perkins. Another possible outfield target in free agency. Josh Porter. Johnny Gates. So there are some options in free agency here. If we struggle out of the gate, we might look to try and pick up some help in free agency in the first month. But for now, ladies and gents, that will be it. That is your updated look at the Arizona Diamondbacks 2022 roster. And we look to compete for World Series here in year 3 or 4. But let's begin this journey together and see where it takes us. Cheers, and have a good one.